Well, thank you for joining me for another living tip. And I was going to call these life tips, but really living is the action of life. And that's what I want to share with you. Some of the things I've discovered that have allowed me to really feel alive. And there were a number of years that wasn't the case. But by sort of digging in and looking at my life and figuring out what I wanted to do and aligning things in my life to accomplish those points, I started to feel like I was living more than I was just existing in life. And today I want to talk to you about other people's purposes, because that's a double-edged sword. When we're young, for the most part, we are inundated with our parents' purpose for us, our school's purpose, our teacher's purpose, our Sunday school's purpose for us. And then as we get older, we're able to do some of the things we like, but you look at your teenage years, there's a number of things that happen for the sort of rambunctious, revolting teenager. But part of that is we're actually getting old enough where we want to put energy into our purposes. We are tired of people telling us what to do all the time, and we want to live our own life. Yet at the same token, we don't live by ourselves. No man is an island, and probably one of the worst experiences you could have in life is to just be isolated with nobody around you. So if we're going to live in a group, if we're going to be on a team, if we're going to live in a society, we have to understand how to have interaction with other people's purposes as well as our own. As I said, it's a bit of a double-edged sword. So the first edge that cuts is the fact that we can wind up with people dominating our lives and forcing us or pressuring us into pursuing their purposes and putting our energy into their purposes. Now, I want to jump over here just for a second and put this slide back up that I was going through. And this is the formula that I'm working off of. Your energy into your purpose equals you living. And this is where things came together for me when I realized as long as I'm putting my energy into something that I'm interested in doing and I have the purpose of doing, I feel alive. And when I had jobs that I was working to achieve somebody else's purpose, that was when things were going bad in my life. And those are the days that I didn't enjoy living. So we have this situation where we have other people's purposes. And I said, what can happen? And this, I don't know any way around this. And I talk about this point a lot in my speaking lectures, that when we're kids, we have this tremendous creativity and we're excited. Every day we get out. Saturday lasts all day and we go out and the world's an exciting place. And then we have the adults around us, the big people that are telling us what we need to do, how we need to behave, when we can speak, when we can move. And a lot of their purpose comes on us, and we learn that life's a lot more enjoyable if we put our energy into making the big people happy, which is also meaning helping them achieve their purpose. We go to school, the same thing happens. With the purpose of the teacher in the school is to educate you. But quite often, we're not asked whether we have the purpose of learning the subjects that the school is teaching us. So we have other things being forced on us that we don't have the purpose of wanting to learn. And that can actually destroy the whole concept of learning for people because they're forced to learn things they don't want to learn. And if you want to really see people come alive, have them learn things they're interested in. Okay, but we go through our whole socialization education program. I don't know any way around this. We've got to, as human beings, we've got to learn these things. But in the process of it, we can have a lot of other people slamming their purposes on us. And our purposes can get lost or deleted, crushed in the process of that. And there was in my life, and I've seen this with so many other people, there's a time where you have to get out and get on your own feet and start sorting out what are your purposes and what are other purposes, other people's purposes. What purposes have you taken on because you were sort of forced to do that or pressured, or it's the family way, and that's what we do in our community, or that's how this profession works. But you realize that you're actually not in agreement with that. So you've got to strip those things off. And that's probably a 8-hour talk. Now, the other side of it is there's a lot of times that we're working and interacting with people, and we need to help that other person achieve their purpose. And that their purpose may not be our purpose, but just by the fact that we're working in a company, maybe the company's end goal is not our purpose, but we're working there and we have to help them do that. One of the biggest things is just to go, I have the purpose of helping them achieve their purpose. Now, their purpose is not necessarily yours, but you want to help them achieve their purpose. And this was a really big turning point in my life, because for, I'll say, the first 25 or 30 years, I was concerned. I was a good team player. I mean, trust me, I was a good worker, good team player, but I had personal aspirations to achieve a certain amount of success, and that wasn't happening. And there was a point, really in my early 30s, I sort of gave up on my own success. And I had hit the wall so many times, I just went, you know, I don't think I'm ever going to achieve in my life what I want to. But I had a fallback position. I got hired by a company as a marketing manager, and to handle their marketing and sales. And I just went, maybe I can make them successful. I won't achieve what I want in my life. My default was, maybe what I can do is I can help other people be successful. And within a year, I'd 4X that company, and I ran it for another 2 years and kept it at that level and expanded it. And then I had other people coming to me going, could you help me with my company? And I went, you know, I'm not going to achieve the success I want, but at least I can help somebody else be successful. And believe it or not, that's actually where I consider my personal success in the business world really started to take off, because it wasn't about my success. My purpose was making other people successful. And as that started to develop, my purpose became in making other people more successful and making the organization successful. And through that, I started to realize my own success. So what I'm saying is, even though somebody else's purpose may not be your purpose, your specifics, but you can have the purpose of helping them achieve their purpose. You know, and this is true a lot of times with kids. When we have children and you take them to, I don't know, you take them to an amusement park, and maybe our purpose is not to ride the roller coaster, but our purpose is we want our kids to have a great time at the amusement park. So we go on the amusement park, so we go on the roller coaster, you know, and part of our purpose is to see that they're doing well. And so we do things because there is a purpose connected to it. Okay. So we've all met people that were just focused on solely their purpose, and sort of the rest of the world could be damned in the process of it. What I've learned we have to be able to do is stay true to ourselves and putting energy into our purpose while we're working in harmony with other people. And through our actions, other people's lives should be enhanced, which is going to be a whole other talk. But part of our purpose should be in helping other people achieve theirs. And if we do that, then everything starts to align, because everybody else in life wants to achieve their purpose too. So you become their friend because you're assisting them, and things start to straighten out. We stop getting the conflict and we start getting alignment from that standpoint. So listen, that's the tip for today. It's one of the things I look at on a regular basis. When I build teams, when I do turnarounds on businesses, one of the things I talk to either the team I'm building or the existing employees that are there is I discuss, why do they want to work here? Is this what they want to do with their life? You know, are they excited about this? What would make it fun for them? Because I have to have their purpose on board with building the company. And if their purpose isn't there, they're going to come to work every day purposeless. And you know what? You're not going anywhere in that process. So these are actions that I apply in my life and in my scope of life on a daily basis. And I'm hoping that this is of some benefit to you. And that's why I put the video together. I'll see you next week.